Okay, this is question 6 of the practice M7 paper. So it says S is directly proportional to the square of V. And then it gives us the value of V and the corresponding value of S. And then all of a sudden it just asks us to find a formula connecting V and S. So the first quantity S is directly proportional or varies directly as the second quantity, which is the square of V, not V, the square of V. So that means that S is equal to a constant multiplied by the square of V, and that's your general equation. So the general equation so S equals a constant multiplied by the square of V. S equals kV squared. Okay, the two quantities S and V squared are directly proportional. So that means the first quantity mentioned S is equal to a constant K multiplied by the second quantity V squared. So that's the general equation because we don't know what K is. We're now going to work out what K is, and then we're going to get the specific equation. So the next plan is get constant K. So in order to do that, we sub in the corresponding values of V and S into the general equation. So we're replacing V with 20 and we're replacing S with 250. So we're going to get 250 is equal to K times, I need to open brackets here because I'm subbing in a number now that has a coefficient and a power. So I'm subbing in 20 and then the power goes outside. Okay, when we sub numbers into formula, first thing we do are powers. So we got to square 20. Remember, squaring means multiplying by itself. So 20 times itself is 400. So we're going to be left with 250 is equal to K times 400. In other words, 400K. Divide both sides by the coefficient of K, which is 400. 400s cancel. Largest number to go into 250 and 400 is 50, so divide both by 50. We're going to get 5 on the top and we're going to get 8 on the bottom. So 5/8 is equal to K. So we've now worked out the constant. We now go back to the general equation and we replace the constant with its value, and we now get the specific equation connecting S and V squared. So our specific equation is going to be S equals 5/8 multiplied by V squared. So there you go. There is the equation connecting S and V squared. Okay, so that's part A. Part B then says, hence find the value of S when V is 4. So we go to the specific equation and we just replace V with 4. So we're going to get S equals 5/8, and then we're subbing in a number that has a coefficient and a power, so we put that number in brackets, which is 4. Okay, so next plan is we'll do our powers first. 4 squared is 16. 4 multiplied by itself, you're squaring 4, so you're going to get 16. So we're now left with 5/8 multiplied by 16. Again, you could put your 16 over 1 and cancel, or you could type it into calculator. 8 goes into itself once, goes into 16 twice. No other pair of numerator and denominator cancels. 5 2s are 10, and then 1 times 1 is 1. So we're just left with 10. So our final answer for part B is that S is just 10.